Hellcat.
Hey, what's up, guys? So, back again. This is like the third video I'm making in one day, trying to get a little bit ahead so I can upload and kind of keep you guys prepared in advance. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm still sick, obviously. Finally got it checked out. Hopefully I should be getting better soon, though. So, I apologize if I cough, or whatever. Just bear with me on that. So in this video, I'm going to talk about a little bit about my experience at boot camp and kind of some shocking things and just kind of what I thought about boot camp, of what I got through. So for those of you who want to join the Marine Corps, especially the Marine Corps, I mean, all branches are kind of similar, but the Marine Corps is quite a bit different. So at the same time, so with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So, excuse me, sorry guys. So, I was a reservist, and the whole reason I wanted to join the reserves was so I could go to this school that I had signed up for and was actually due to go to. December 16th was my start date, but I should have been there a week before for orientation. I spent 2 years trying to get into one of the military branches, and in around August of this year, of 2019, I got a call from the Army to give my info to the Marines. So I said, okay, go for it. And I swore into the delayed entry program on December 13th. So I'd already pushed my date back for the school, but I never actually was able to get a hold of Universal Technical Institute to find, sorry guys, to find out if they actually got my date moved or not. In fact, currently I still don't know that because I haven't been able to get a hold of them yet. Anyways, so I did that. I would have been a field radio operator, and that would have been my MOS. And basically the way the reserves, from what I kind of know, works is you basically have drill, which is just kind of going to your job. You go one weekend out of the month, and the weekend could be 4 days, could be 2 days, whatever. Your pay is a lot less. And there's a lot of things that I didn't realize that I found out at boot camp that my recruiters didn't tell me. Like, a couple of the things were, they didn't really tell me I was going to get paid less. I kind of knew that from my own research, but I wasn't really told that. And I didn't realize that medical benefit-wise, and some of the benefits are a little bit different through the reserves as they are where if you go active duty. So I do know one thing, when and if I go back into, doesn't matter what branch, I'm going to go back in active duty over reserves. So that could be a little while because I do kind of want to go through just the tech school first and start getting like my associate's degree and get some knowledge under my hands, get some degrees and stuff. Yeah. So, boot camp. The videos that you're going to see, like the one more day videos, if you are already like in the process of enlisting, those are what really, they're probably the closest they get to showing you, but it still doesn't, like, I don't know, for me, I didn't feel like they really showed because, I mean, it's 13 weeks crammed into, whatever, I think it's like the total length of the full version is like 40 minutes or something. So, I mean, can't really portray what boot camp's actually like. So the way it kind of goes, the day you ship, you go down to your map station, and you do a paperwork. You're pretty much there all day. You finally get your airline info, and then eventually they kind of kick you out of the building. You get on your van. I mean, it probably depends on where you're from. This is from a standpoint in Colorado, at least. And then they take you to your airport. You get flown into, depending on where you are in the U.S. and where you're shipping, it's either going to be South Carolina or it's going to be San Diego. For Colorado, or at least for me, it was San Diego. So you fly into San Diego, and you're supposed to go to the USO. For the group that I was with, we personally went down to the 8 at the airport, and they give you, the government, they tell you typically to bring about $20, but you also are giving about $23 from the government, essentially, for food. So, excuse me again. So, I think I went to Jack in the Box, and we just kind of sat there, chilled for about an hour, and then we decided we were going to go to the USO. We got to the USO, and right as we arrived, there was actually groups lined up. We figured that by waiting an hour, oh good, we'll catch one of the later buses. Well, come to find out, there was a bus waiting. Of our group of about 11 people, I think like 8 of us or so ended up, 7 or 8 of us were on a van. The rest got shoved onto the bus. I have to say in the van it was kind of nice because we were the first one on base. We were in front of the bus. And all they do is when you get there, you have drill instructors waiting outside at the yellow footprints. They start yelling at you to get out of the van. And that wasn't really all that bad because then you just stood there and you waited for the other bus to arrive. And the drill instructors kind of walked around and just talked and whatever and were laughing, but you had to stand there at attention. So, when the buses arrived, they got on the buses, started yelling, and they were making them stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, and then told them their directions and told them to get off. So it was a lot more stressful for them than it was if you end up on the van. If we would have been 5 more minutes, we would have missed that and got the next bus. Oh well, though. After that, the next 3 days are pretty stressful. They're not super, bad, but it's just because you get really tired. You don't really get a lot of sleep over that time because you're getting all your gear. You don't really know the time. You're just getting your gear. You're getting stuff put in your squad bay. You're getting things marked with your name and stuff. And it's just really kind of stressful. It's a really new environment. You're just being yelled at quite often. You're marching to places. A lot of people don't know how to march. But and you're getting pictures taken for your IDs that you'll get about 3 to 4 weeks in. And overall, it really isn't all that bad. Of course, there's a few classes, your moment of truth speech and all of that. And it's just a lot of movement, and you'll get used to it. That first week is very stressful though. And then when you meet your drill instructors, it's on Black Friday. It's that first Friday. And it's definitely a different kind of event. It's honestly really cool, but at the same time, it's kind of nerve-wracking because it goes straight into chaos. You meet your drill instructors. You've seen the videos where they tell you they go over stuff, kind of the rules of the rules of the squad bay or your house, and then they pretty much go straight into chaos, start telling you, you go stand on line. You have drill instructors, running around like crazy, yelling at you, throwing things, grabbing things from you, shaking the racks. You're taking things out. You're trying to get things put away. And the counts, is a big thing. You got to make their count, but you can't ever make them. So your first week is going to be receiving week, and then you have on your second Monday, so you have your Monday you get there, and then that next Monday starts your training days. And that's where you kind of should be getting used to it, but you're still new to it, so when things change a bit. And that's going to be the week really to get used to things and really figure out what's going on. And you'll learn where your squad bay is, and then for me, I was hotel. We were right next to the chow hall, and this is pretty much your daily schedule. It depends on if you're follow or lead series. I was lead series, and all that really is kind of, you do the same things, it's just at different times of the day. For lead series, the way it went for us, 0430, they start to wake you up, and then 0500 you'll be is lights, and at 0500 you it's lights, and then you're gonna go in, you will brush your teeth and shower. You got about 200 seconds to do that. Or brush your teeth, and shave, not shower, sorry. Just brush your teeth and shave. And then you're gonna get dressed. And right after that, depending on the day, some days you go outside and you'll drill once you have your rifles, or weapons as they're gonna call them. And some days they won't. So then after that, you're normally going to go out, you're going to line up in a formation, you're going to go march, you're going to get marched to chow. That's the morning chow, and then, or breakfast. It'll be known as morning chow there. Normally the same thing. You'll find there is a pattern to the way the chows go. There's always going to be cereal and yogurt, afternoon and evening chow, there's salad. The evening and afternoon chow, there's not really a pattern to, but morning chow, you'll find one day is French toast sticks, one day is French toast, one day is blueberry pancakes, one day is blueberry waffles, one day is regular pancakes, and one day is regular waffles. And that's pretty much about how that goes. You can get cereal. You're going to have to get a hard fruit, just because they're going to make you if you don't. My biggest suggestion, you don't want to get yelled at, don't ever get dessert. They're going to, probably yell at you all the time unless, you're perfect at what you do. Everything is really good. You don't get yelled at all. Very rare. So, and then after that, it's normally you go back to the squad bay, or you'll go to a class. And normally if you go back to the squad bay and you have your weapons, you're going to do some drill. And if not, you normally go to a class for the first couple weeks. You go back to the squad bay. You'll end up getting introduced to PT. You'll have PT. And then normally you go to afternoon chow. Then it's normally classes and drill pretty much. And then it's evening chow. Then it's pretty much back to the squad bay. You'll get to probably have a conversation with their senior drill instructor, depending on who it is. And then typically you get an hour of free time to kind of write letters and things. You're going to have a shower sometime between between PT and your evening, and between this time. Then at about 08, or not 08, I'm sorry, whatever 8 p.m. is, I can't think, 1800 or something like that. No, 2000, sorry guys, can't think. About 2000, you do what's known as evening PDR, and you'll learn what that is. Kind of just inspection for injuries and things, make sure everything's fine, no rashes, whatever. Sorry guys. And to make sure that you don't need to go to medical the next day, whatever. That's another thing in receiving week. You're going to get a lot of shots. You're going to be at medical, spend a lot of time at medical, and you're going to get a lot of shots. So, if you don't like shots, either it's time to face your fear, or maybe you shouldn't go. But, so that's a big thing. You're going to get a peanut butter shot, and you're going to run your IST in that first week. I'll tell you what, depending on every person takes it a bit different, but I'll tell you what, for me, that peanut butter shot was a pain in the ass, and to run or do the crunches was sucky during the IST because it was hurting like hell. I'll tell you what, the peanut butter shot is literally, to me, the most painful shot I have ever had my whole life. So, that's a rough one, and you actually have to have it 3 times because you'll also get it 2 more times right before you go to Pendleton on week 7. So, phase 2 starts around week 3 of training or your 4th actual week there. And it's right after initial drill. And then it's just kind of the same thing every day. You'll start McMap training, you'll do less and less classes, and then on week 6, you'll have your finals. So it's kind of like school finals. It's just a written test. There's an actual, like, hands-on test. You have McMap testing. And then another thing for water week, if you're not a very strong swimmer like me, and you happen to fail, they will teach you. Biggest thing I can tell you is stay calm. I didn't pass the initial swim test, and at first I also didn't pass the treading water. You have to tread water 5 minutes. You can float. You don't have to inflate your blouses like they tell you. As long as your head stays above the water, just make sure when you get in to take a deep breath. Hold it for about 3 seconds. Take a breath out really quickly, and really quickly take another deep breath in, and then take some more air in if possible. You can literally float and not have to move like at all. That's how I did it for 5 minutes, and if you fail your initial swim qual, they will make you go through, and they'll teach you how to swim. That's what they had to do with a lot of us, and the way they teach you, they're going to tell you to put your feet on the edge of the swimming pool, and I don't know if they do this all the time, but this is what they did for us. So so if this isn't what they do, don't, like, come back running to me like, hey, they didn't do that. Like, you know, I didn't create what they do. I can't control it, so here's what it is. Anyways, and pretty much you'll lay back on your back in the water, and they'll tell you to put your feet, like, legs up on the edge of the pool. And then at some point when they see you're calm, they're going to push you in. And you should just be able to float as long as you stay calm and listen to what they tell you. Just do as they tell you and you'll be fine. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. Just listen to what they tell you and you can pass. Like, believe me, I suck at swimming. I hated swimming. And as long as you stay calm, breathe like they tell you, and like how I described, and just do as they tell you, stay calm and all of that, you'll be fine. It's one day, it's really 2 days, and that's it. 2 days is all you need, and then you get a total of 4 days, you have 4 days 3 days you can pass, and then 1 day is required. And the first day is like a requirement to figure out, to explain to you how you need to do it. After that, you will go into phase 2, and that's at Camp Pendleton, grass week, and kind of land navigation. Your grass week kind of is really that, and then learning how to properly sight in and aim the rifle. And then you'll be learning to shoot by about your 3rd week at Pendleton. And then once you come back from Pendleton, you start your Marine week. And the Tuesday through Thursday of that week is going to be the Crucible and then your Marines. So, a lot of different things. Like, I only made it to week 6. I had 1 more week and I would have been going to Camp Pendleton, and I was medically discharged, unfortunately. I will give you, for those of you who don't know, I know that the Marines talk a lot about earning, and a lot of times you're told that your uniforms are paid for and all of that. Yeah, it is, but it comes out of your first paycheck. So they take about, your uniforms is probably roughly $300, and then they also give you what's known as a smart card, and that they put $300 on off your check. So you don't get your first paycheck at all. And then you got to go to the PX, and there's a lot of things you got to buy. In fact, one of the things You buy your Eagle Globe and Anchor, and you will, if you make it to Pendleton and you get like your rifle marksmanship, you have to buy that and then your ribbons. So to me, that was kind of shocking because they told me my uniforms were paid for, and they talk so much about earning the Eagle Globe and Anchor, but I had to pay for it. And that's one reason I'm really iffy about rejoining the Marine Corps specifically, just because to me, if you got to pay for that, you're not really earning it. Under $3, but even still, it's a concept behind the fact. They talk about earning it, they tell you earn it, they never mention beforehand you got to pay for it. And to me, that's not really right that you're buying it when you're putting in so much hard work. If it was any other branch, it wouldn't bother me as much. I would expect it more because they're not as big on, oh, you earn this symbol. And another hint, like something shocking to me, the dress blues, your uniform, those gold buttons are plastic. And to me, that kind of shocked me. I thought they were brass or something. And to me, that's really cheap. Like, you earn that uniform, and it's like it's plastic. That kind of seems really cheap to me. Like, it's the government, it's the military, and they're the highest paid branch. The most government funding goes towards the military, and they can't even afford to put like brass buttons on that stuff. Like, come on. Whatever is what it is, but that was just some shocking things. So I currently I think I really want to go back. I don't know when yet, and I don't know which branch. Because I also kind of want to go into the medical field, so that excludes the Marines if I do anything medical. So, but I'm thinking I might do Air Force. I'm iffy about the Army just due to past things, and the Navy I don't really know much about. I'm thought about, but I don't really like the Navy too much. But there are options that I'm open to, and those are just like, I don't mind doing them, but I'll take whatever if I'm able to rejoin. I won't know that for a bit. But if I do get a chance, I definitely want to try to rejoin, and I might go under a different branch. So we will see what happens, though. Yeah, so that's kind of how I went through boot camp, what kind of happened. That's just kind of my short story. That's pretty much the gist of it. That's kind of how the daily schedule goes, so it's not like a whole lot to really talk about. You will get used to it, and like eating food I'm having a hard time adjusting to that because, oh my lord, you eat food so fast. Like, if you're the last ones into the chow hall, like, sometimes you have, like, 5 minutes to eat. It's crazy. My hardest thing is adjusting to slowing down on eating, and that's the main thing. So, yeah, that was kind of it's pretty much, to me, it wasn't really as hard. The yelling didn't affect me that much. It seems a lot more intense online. And you also, I don't know, for me, I was thinking from the videos that, like, the obstacle course and confidence course was a requirement to pass. In a way it is, in a way it isn't. It's actually part of your everyday PT, and you'll do PT typically around 5 times a week. Sundays are pretty chill. You don't do a whole lot. It's pretty much church in the morning, you go to chow, and then you have normally a talk with your senior drill instructor. And then you pretty much just in the afternoon, like the whole evening after evening chow is known as field day. And that's like just cleaning the squad bay, getting it ready for inspection on Monday. So, and you don't want last, I'll tell you that. You get last and you get a golden toilet seat for the worst squad bay. So don't be that squad bay. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to do some videos. I might start doing them actually 3 times a week. I was thinking 2. But I think I'm gonna do them either Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. You guys let me know what you want to see. I might still do some on Saturday, like on days that there's car shows. So I'm thinking just because there's car shows on Saturdays, on most Saturdays here, I'll try to go as many of them as possible, and I'll do the car show videos on Saturdays and then other videos Monday and Wednesday. And just make sure to share the video and subscribe. Stay tuned and just share the videos because that really helps out, and become a part of the biggest, the most exotic family on YouTube. And you know what? The more you guys watch, the more you share, it helps me get closer to being monetized. And yeah, make sure to share it. And hit the bell icon so you're notified of future videos when they come out.